Greetings all. In this video we're going to be covering weapon and mod synergies as well as the currencies that are involved. Before we get started, let's talk about what a synergy is. A synergy is an item that's going to give us bonus stats once we fulfill that requirement. The synergies all have different names. I only have two here as an example, but you'll want to go to the wiki to figure out which one that you want. And the reason I say that is because each name dictates the stat. So all survivalists are always going to give us 2% damage increase, and all machinists are going to give us 5% less damage increase. And these aren't the only two. There are several that you'll have to check the wiki on to figure out which ones you want. Let's go ahead and cover weapon synergies. So how do I know that this is a weapon synergy? It only has one stat on it. A mod will have 4 stats on it. So we've got a weapon, it's got synergy on it, it's got survivalists on it. How do we activate it? The way you go about activating it, well, right here it has a number 2. That means that we need 2 pieces of gear in our loadout in order to take advantage of that. The kicker is we actually need 2 from the same synergy. So I cannot mix a survivalist and a machinist. I would have to have either 2 machinists or 2 survivalists. Let's go ahead and take a look at that in action. We'll go over to our loadout here. And I've got a volt disruptor there. I'm going to put something else over here. See if I can find one that has a machinist. There we go. We'll go ahead and put that in our loadout. Now, when we go back to my inventory here, you can see I'm actually benefiting from it. So that is how a weapon synergy works. I'm going to go ahead and take a cut real quick, and we're going to look at mod synergies. We're here at the Paradise Territory rep vendor, which is located at Iron Demon Ranch. We'll go ahead and open it up. And over here on the right it says that this gun has a synergy. It lists the name of it, which is Paradise Territory. As a matter of fact, every single gun in here is going to have the exact same name, which means it's going to have the same stats. So we've got a whole lot of stats down here that we didn't have before. On the weapon synergy we only had 1, but now we've got 4. That's how I know that this is a mod synergy. Even though it's on a gun, it is a mod synergy. So how do we go about activating a mod synergy? Well, we put mods in it. Of course, we can't just put any mod in there. We actually have to use Paradise Territory mods. And if we put 1 mod in there, we're going to get a damage increase by 3%. And if we put 2 of them in there, we're going to get 6%. And our mods are going to be located right down here. So once we put these mods into these guns, then we'll see these bonuses light up and we'll actually be taking advantage of that. So we've covered the weapons and mod synergies. Let's go ahead and look at the currencies real quick, and then I want to hop over to another vendor. So this particular vendor wants script, he also wants a core, and he wants rep. So let's take a look and see where that's at on our character. We press escape and go into our character window. We can go over to our stats page, and here lists all the currencies that we have in the game. And down here is all of our faction, or our rep. So now we're going to head off to Top Notch, if I can find it, right there. And we're going to look at one more vendor real quick. Okay, we're here at the Top Notch Toolworks vendor. The first gun does not have a synergy on it, but the second and third one do. They both have the synergy called Prepared. And you guys can already tell by looking at it what type of synergy that is. This is not a weapon, this is a mod synergy. We need 4 mods in order to fill that out, and they have to be prepared. So we'll go ahead and scroll down through here and find a prepared mod. Unfortunately, all we have is a mod cache. And let's go ahead and read that. It says it contains 1 legendary mod from Top Notch Toolworks with the prepared synergy. Awesome. That's exactly what we're looking for. The only downside is we have to spend 900 rep in order to buy it. And it has a random chance of giving us what we want. So it has a random chance of giving us one of these mods with this name. Downside is it may or may not be for that gun, so I wanted you guys to be aware of that. If you buy that mod cache, you've got a lot of RNG to work with right there. Okay, we've covered quite a lot. One thing we did not cover yet is the currencies. Well, we kind of touched on it, but we didn't say how to go about getting them. So we'll go ahead into our contracts. Our contracts list the factions that are in the game. And if we open up one of them, here we're going to have 2 dailies as well as 2 weeklies. These weeklies have a reset timer, and that is notated right here. So these 2 dailies are going to reset within roughly 2 hours, and these are going to reset roughly within 2 days, and I think that's 1 hour or 11 hours. My eyesight's getting a little bit rough there, but yeah, so that is how you go about getting rep. Let's take a look at the daily. The daily says it's going to give us 10 rep with this particular faction, the family. We're going to get some experience as well as some keys. And here's what we have to do. We have to stop a conflict in Silicon Valley. Let's see if I can find some others here. Where's the core? The core is going to be located under, I believe it's Seleptor. Is it Seleptor Enterprise? No, it's Paradise Territory. So we'll look at the weekly for this. This is how you go about getting the cores. And we can only get, as a free-to-play player, 3 of these a week because this is a weekly. They want us to complete Hellbug Hunt Expedition. So this is one of those ones where you're going to have to actually go inside an instance in order to be able to complete. One other thing I want to show off is the map. The map is going to show most of your dailies, not all of them. Some of them you're actually going to have to read. But over here on the right hand side, there's a button called Contracts. If we flip that on and off, that's showing us the location of our dailies if they're out in the open world that we can actually go to and complete. So that's Ranchers of Peril, and I believe they're all Ranchers of Peril. So that's all you do. Just set you a waypoint, go over there, and that'll knock out one of your dailies anyway. So I've covered quite a bit. I hope that was informative. If you guys want to tag along in the next video, we're going to actually head out and we'll be looking at doing some of those dailies together. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, Skoalie signing out.